The degree to which Donald Trump and his movement represent enemies to America can be seen embodied in the way that they tortured me. The world is full of insensible and intelligent people. Civic virtues are admired and recognized among the poor, middle class, and rich all over the world. People know the difference between right and wrong. There's a lot of struggling going on. America lost its power and prestige, unfortunately, because not because America can't work miracles. Everybody knows that America can't work miracles and never expected a miracle out of America. It's because what we could do and used to do was try our level best to improve things for human rights around the world. Opportunity, fair play, education, problem solving. The way that we threw that to winds was instigated by the left in Seattle. You can see what they've done through the Sandbaggers. The Sandbaggers have put up the albatross. They've erected the ironic curtain around Paul McCartney's exploitation of the AIDS attack for personal profit and gain. His criminally insane weaponization of AIDS, his stranglehold on what he calls the Sea and a Star of David penny that recognizes the pornographic genocide has been taken place and secretly bribes corrupt victims. When you suffer from Parkinson's disease, he brings someone to your table who suffers from Parkinson's disease worse than you. You can imagine the roulette game that they play with AIDS. It's sadistic, it's evil, but most importantly, it's on behalf of the people who released AIDS. It's Paul McCartney's fetish and his hobby. And he has a license to do this because he claims John Lennon was killed. And it was all set up by British madcaps who made movies over the years that played on these sorts of themes. Masterpiece theater of murder is Paul McCartney's game. So how did it happen that we ended up allies with the people who did this and lost all credibility and reason to represent ourselves as leaders? One of the things that happened was that the St. Louis ship came to Cuba, Missouri, and then it came up the coast, and it should have been let into this country. If I had been president of the United States, it would have been let into this country. I'm not anti-Semitic in the sense of not taking seriously the right to life of my fellow man, but it was turned back and ended up in Sobibor. So the expression crime of the century was invented as a rancorous lampoon when they murdered JFK. Because what does it matter if America is so insensitive as to turn back the St. Louis if Nosferatu takes war revenge on FDR? He'll get a pat on the head from Uncle Donald. And that's the way it actually operates. When I found out that the reason why nobody was responding to the evidence that AIDS was man-made was because of a little story tucked away like in a booger pocket of the script about John Lennon. Two men from across the street from the police department stood at a little place in CMU with a origami bird. They were balancing it, and they were frenetically standing on one foot, tipping over, placing it and replacing it as they're trying to get it into a delicate balance. In other words, the ego logic of the penny and the sea and the Star of David outweighs all considerations for protecting humanity. And this is their counterattack on the idea that human lives matter. The only human life that matters is the important one's life. And it's worth so much money that all you have to do is snap your fingers. And the parents of the children at risk at Kelly Elementary School will line up at the trial of Oliver Stone and build momentum, kicking out the grannies for Gaza